Welcome to the Mountain We Conquer.
Common Play Factory was born in Scranton, Pennsylvania in 2015. Our primary goal is to develop new plays and nurture regional writers, picking up where the Jason Miller Playwrights Project at Scranton Public Theater left off. Our work with the Playwrights Project was often experimental, like Insomniac Salad, in which each actor wrote her own part. We prepared a meal live during the show and afterwards served it to the audience. We opened the stage to writers who hadn't been produced before, but had a great script that deserved to be seen. Sometimes we pulled a forgotten play with regional significance off of the bookshelf. Not every production was a traditional play script. We also experimented with theatrical forms and immersive fundraising events. Our Dionysia Invitational events brought dozens of playwrights to the stage in 2011 and 2012. We worked not only to promote playwriting, but also to get those new plays to new audiences. We're proud to have given the stage to work that might not otherwise have been seen. And we brought musicians in to work with us whenever we could. In 2015, we presented the experimental Bangers Elixir as part of the inaugural Scranton Fringe Festival. But it's hard to make theater when you don't have a theater to work in. We're grateful to the Scranton Fringe Festival and Diva Production Company for letting us play on their stages. In early 2020, we launched a local theater talk show with Electric City Television, but that came to a halt with the pandemic. Today, we're trying a new experiment with this virtual play reading. We hope in the future we'll be able to produce more work by more playwrights. Thank you for your support of the theater.
Thank you for joining us this evening. The best part about virtual theater is I don't have to tell you to turn your cell phones off. If you have feedback or questions for our cast or playwrights this evening, please post them in the comments. I made sure that the cast won't be distracted by them during the play. And we'll stick around after the readings tonight to try and answer them. And now for Grip. Grip, written by Alicia Grega. Act 1, Scene 1. Time, the present, a spring morning. Place, Lake Mead, Colorado River. Sasha sits on the edge of the water with bloody stumps for hands where she cut her fingers off. A pile of fingers stacked in front of her. Only the thumbs are left intact. Dulcet sits in front of her, sewing her sister's fingers back on.
Let go or hang on, like make up your mind.
Sit still.
It tickles.
Tickles? How are you not in pain?
I don't know, shock?
It should hurt.
Yeah, I'll let you know when it hurts.
How many pills did you take?
You? I mean, wouldn't you?
Stop that. You're going to get blood on me.
Sorry.
I wish you would let me take you to the hospital.
You had an epidural when Agnes was born.
Well, duh. I'm not a martyr.
When Carson was born, it hurt, the contractions, but I could feel him come out. My body felt his body slither out of me. It was slurpy.
That's disgusting.
That's not the right word. It was the coolest thing I ever felt.
Sit
Sasha squiggles
still.
her hips, remembering the feeling.
Just sit still.
You know that feeling when you dig around to make sure there's no fuzz in your belly button? It's like
You're fucking high.
not an orgasm, but good.
Dulcet is having trouble to get the fingers to attach tightly. They just sort of hang loose.
This isn't working.
Dulcet keeps trying anyway. Maybe we're at the point she moves on to the second hand.
I'm not sadistic. Masochistic? Is that the one I want?
Is this why you brought me here? You knew that you were going to do this?
Then stop. You don't have to.
Dulcet stops, puts the sewing supplies down, steps back, breathes. She shakes the stress out of her hands and then realizes that might be rude considering the circumstances, flaunting her intact fingers like that. After a moment,
I thought you wanted to go kayaking.
I needed someone to drive home.
Do I ask why? Is there any reasoning at all?
I really didn't think it out. I didn't realize until I was into it, I had to keep my thumbs or I couldn't grip the knife.
The only place that I'm driving you is to the hospital.
I don't want
instinctively reaches for Sasha's hand to pull her up. But, oh yeah, she tries to grab Sasha by the forearm instead, but Sasha wriggles free.
No, I don't want them.
Your fingers.
I can't hold on, but I couldn't let go. What's the answer?
Hold on to what? You don't even have it.
Have anything?
No, of course not. Don't put words in my mouth.
Memories. Failures. Mostly failures. I'm not you. Resentments, desires. I'm tired of wanting.
So you're giving up.
I'm tired of being the one who...
You're giving up. You're just going to go on disability. Just let the government take care of you.
Oh, you'd love that. So you could look at me contempt in broad daylight. You didn't have to save it for head-shaking whispers at night when you're laying on your $20,000 mattress with Benji.
I used to think that you were strong. You know, that's what everyone said. You know, Sasha's so spiritual.
It's not how much you bear, but whether you break or not. As long as you keep taking shit, you're strong. Is there another choice? Be strong or break. I'm tired of being the only one on my side. Even my own...
You don't think that I'm on your side.
Are you?
I'm here right now. I'm the one that paid for this trip, even though I didn't want to be here.
Hear that? You are so quick to... I mean, that's the first thing you...
Just because I got tired of waiting for you to pay me back.
I would pay you back if I had enough money to pay my rent, the gas, the car insurance.
I'm not going to fight about this.
The people who don't have it, who have it, don't have to.
If you need help, you just have to tell me.
I don't want your money, Dulcet. I don't want help. I don't want to want.
Well, what is this then, if not a cry for help?
I just couldn't let go. Not listening to me. Maybe I should have tried shock treatment or psychedelics.
Let go of what? You know, use
My dreams, my self-respect. I can't accept that I'm not good enough to. How am I mediocre? How did that happen? How are we not the same?
You think that I wanted to be mediocre?
You have no idea what it's like. The way they treat you just because you're wearing a uniform. The service industry. More like indentured servitude.
Well, if you don't like it, I mean, you...
There are holes in the bottom of my running shoes, and the most I can hope for is 10 more cents an hour. Hustle all day. Only time I sit down is when I take a minute to pee, when I can find someone to cover for me for 5 minutes so I can go to the bloody bathroom. And then, when it's finally all over, I'm too tired to think, to dig myself out.
Oh, come on.
It can't be that bad? No, it's worse. We're not even human.
Okay, yes, life sucks, but Do you want me to do the other hand? Does the left one work at all?
Sasha holds up her hand and tries to wiggle her fingers, but they just hang loose.
We can't go to the hospital. I don't have health insurance.
You don't? Isn't that illegal or something?
I'm not technically full-time at either job.
Oh, the government doesn't. Okay, never mind. I'm sure that you tried all options. Just sit down and I'll try again.
Dulcet pulls a hair from her head and threads it through the sewing needle.
Are you being sarcastic?
That did sound sarcastic.
Yeah.
I'm just exasperated. Could you just for a moment sit still? Jeez, there is no arguing with you.
You're wasting your time. You should just leave me here to bleed out, rot, die.
Easy.
Keep going. You can do it. Tomorrow's another day.
You have to have faith that maybe that's what's wrong with you.
Yeah, I don't pray hard enough.
I didn't mean it that way, literally. God, you're so literal. Who cuts off the... No one in history has ever thought to do something.
I was almost done. I realized the grip isn't in my brain. Is in my brain. It doesn't matter if I have fingers or not. I'm such an idiot. Ow! Stupid. And of course, it sounds so obvious now, but I just couldn't go on clenched.
You're moving again.
How do you do it? Your nice life. Why won't someone just... What am I doing wrong?
Let's go camping, you said. It'll be just like when we were kids. You just need a couple of days off, you said.
Well, you do.
Some vacation.
I had a dream. We were picking up golf balls from a field. Remember? And I was trying to hold them all in my arms, but I kept dropping them. It was too much.
So you're overwhelmed. That's not new, Sasha.
Uh-huh. See? You're the successful sister, got it all together. I'm the nervous fucking breakdown, can't barely figure out how to survive.
Shut up, you're surviving just fine.
You would think, because you don't know, don't visit, or...
Why would I?
When we could come to your palace?
Oh my God, it's only 3 bedrooms.
So, in the dream, you were there, did I say that?
No.
You said, why don't you just go back and set those down and give your arms a rest?
That does sound like me.
You always make it sound so easy. Black and white.
Okay, done. It was never that hard for me, and maybe I should apologize for that, but that it's all worked out for me. My life's not perfect, but it's good, and I'm grateful, but I didn't think I had to apologize to you. Are you okay? You didn't lose that much blood, but well, that's weird. It should be everywhere.
Sasha stands hesitantly. Dulcet holds her arms until she is ready.
You don't owe me anything.
I didn't mean it like that. I love you, little sister.
When are you going to need help?
What?
When do I get to help you? You won't let me. So you put me here. Make me play this role.
Your suffering is
It's not your fault.
Dulcet looks over the edge of the dam. She takes her first few steps toward exiting.
Okay, well, I'm going to get back to the...
I didn't finish telling you about the dream. I did what you said. I let the balls fall and they rolled all over, and then you took my hand and we started to do the dance.
The dance? The one from that musical?
We made it up, our own version, after we got home because we couldn't remember the choreography. We were terrible. But in the dream, I fell over a ball and I kept falling because the balls were everywhere. And you said, like this, Sash. And I looked over and you were floating, like hovering just above the ground.
Sasha shuffles her feet. She's remembering the dance in her mind.
I tried, but I couldn't do it. Float.
Do you remember how it went?
The dance?
Sasha walks Dulcet through the opening steps of their made-up childhood dance routine. They grow more confident as they continue, adding a counting to the steps. They're smiling and laughing and having a good time as they occasionally stumble but don't look half bad. Eventually, they get to the jazz hands part, and Sasha's fingers wave just fine, as if they had never been severed.
Oh my God, Sasha, your fingers!
How did you do it?
I didn't, Sash. You did.
You could let me... You're not going to cut me off?
I'm listening.
It's damaging to fall short, to keep needing help. No one wants to ask for help. Do you? It's humbling and can be good if you're not the one who needs the help all the time. And it's not right for your society to blame. I go to work. I try.
Yes, fair is a lie.
What I was trying to say before is to feel like you have no value, that you need more than you can make, that you can't support yourself, your kid.
I would have left Benji if I can't, though. I know that.
Because then you'd be like me? No. You, Dulcet, you'd be okay. You would find a way. You're not better than me.
No.
But you manage better. You're better than me at life. What am I better at?
You, Sasha, you're honest. You feel and you care.
Oh, marketable skills right there.
You take chances.
I don't want to talk about me.
2 seconds ago.
This is vacation. I can give you a vacation. That was the idea, right?
It was.
Will you let me make you something to eat? I'm starving suddenly. Let's go back to the camp.
Screw that. Let's go to Vegas.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Let me do something stupid. Take a risk. Something Benji would hate. Just blow a lot of money and then...
That would not make me feel...
Well, I'll give you gambling money, and if you win, then you keep it. Come on, we can get a show, go to a museum, and just pig the F out and sleep in a posh bed.
That's something I could do for you?
Benji would absolutely hate. It would be fun for you, right?
I could try to have fun.
We always had fun, didn't we, when we were kids?
Well, we didn't need to blow.
Well, no, but we can now. So, like, there's no tomorrow.
Just let go?
Yes!
I want to do that.
Then let's go.
Okay.
Sasha,
Lucy?
where's the knife?
Huh?
The knife that you used.
Oh, I threw it in the lake.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
How did you?
Oh, you mean with no fingers? I kind of thrust it like a chest pass in basketball.
Namaste, sister.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Do you think someone might get cut? Should we try to find it?
We?
Me then.
No. Wait. I'd say just let it go, but how far could you have thrown it? How did it go again?
Namaste. Yeah, that's weak. It's got to be right there somewhere. Okay.
Okay. First the knife, then Vegas.
The sisters walk toward the water together. Blackout.
All right, our play takes place in a 4-room apartment in 1962 with some flashbacks to 1942. It opens in Doug's bedroom. He's sleeping, tossing and turning, having a nightmare.
Will you please be quiet? You're going to wake up Dougie.
Don't you tell me to shut up.
What are you talking about? I didn't tell you to. I don't want to hear him. I don't want him to hear us fighting.
He hears us fighting every night.
That's only because you've got such a big mouth.
Mom? Dad?
Jesus Christ, Walt, you woke him up.
Go back to bed, Sparkplug. Your mother and I are fighting.
We wouldn't be fighting if your father came home at a decent hour.
I would, but I can't stand the sight of your mother.
Drunk bastard.
Is that any way to talk in front of your son?
Get out of here.
Whore.
Get out of here.
Your mother's a fucking whore, Dougie.
Take that back. You get back here and take that back.
Get out of here. Come back here. Make up your fucking mind.
Go back to bed, honey.
No, you stay where you are, Sparkplug. Daddy's gonna shoot himself with his gun. Now, where should I do it? In the heart? How about the head?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Maybe in the mouth. I mean, what do you think, Sparkplug? Should Daddy shoot himself in the mouth?
You shoot yourself in the fucking ass, why don't you?
You think I won't do it?
Oh, please, you don't have the guts.
In the head. I think I'll shoot myself in the head. On the count of 3. 1, 2,
Go back to bed, Dougie.
3.
Nothing happens. Walt pulls the trigger, nothing happens. Scene 2, Doug's bedroom. Peg enters with a laundry basket.
It's very clear our love is here to stay. Not for a year, but ever and a day. Dougie. Hey, Dougie, time to get out of bed. Get up.
It's barely light outside.
I have to do the wash. Get up. Chop, chop.
What time is it?
6:15.
Go away.
Well, I need your sheets and pillowcases.
Just come back at 9.
No, I have to get my whites done. I'm behind. I should have had 2 loads in by this time. And dress warm, it's 25 degrees outside, and that's not counting the wind chill.
How are you going to hang your clothes up on the line? Your fingers will fall off.
I don't have any other choice.
Don't do the laundry today.
It's Monday.
No one says you have to do the laundry on Monday. Just do it tomorrow.
No, I do the ironing tomorrow.
Well, you wouldn't have to if you didn't do the laundry tomorrow. All right, I'm up. Maybe I'll hang a clothesline in the attic so you won't freeze.
And put a clean shirt on, will you? You've worn that one 4 days in a row. It must stink to high heaven by now.
Did you hear me? I'm going to go hang a clothesline in the attic.
It's almost as cold up there as it is outside. Besides, it smells like your father.
Still? What does that have to do with anything?
I mean, look, it's bad enough your father smelled like your father. I don't want our clothes and linens to smell like him, too. And I hate that garage. It reeks. I don't know what he used to do down there.
It's the stuff he cleans the car parts with. That and the burnt oil and grease from the engines and the transmissions. He couldn't help it. It got into his clothes and his shoes.
It got into his underwear and his hands. It seeped into his pores. He couldn't touch anything without leaving black fingerprints behind, no matter how hard he tried to clean them. I must have gone through a can of borax a week. I couldn't get my towels clean anymore. I couldn't get the refrigerator or the cupboards clean, the walls. There were black fingerprints everywhere. There are still black fingerprints everywhere. But remember when the shit creek caught fire?
because Walt dumped all that oil and grease behind the garage. It seeped into the groundwater. It looked cool at night, though, didn't it? The orange glow lighting up the turds and the condoms as they slowly floated away.
Oh, I remember Howard was fit to be tied.
What a fuss he made about a little fire when he should have been more concerned about an open sewer running through his property.
We did have some nice parties in the garage. Remember that Halloween when Uncle Hank and Donnie dressed up as in the horse costume, and your father wearing chaps and a cowboy hat rolled him into the garage with his guns blazing? You have that bad dream again? Oh, Dougie.
Scene 3. The front door opens and Walt walks in. He's on crutches. His left leg has been amputated because of diabetes. Doug exits his bedroom and enters the living room.
Uncle Hank?
Close. Key still works. Figured you would have changed the locks by now. How have you been? Christ, look at you. You got so big. Place hasn't changed. It's exactly the way I remember it. Wow. Tough crowd. I guess I should have called, huh? All right, hey. 3 men in a prison cell. A rapist, a psycho, and a homosexual. The rapist says, if there was a cat in here, I'd fuck it. The psycho says, yeah? Once you're done with it, I torture it and then fuck it. The homosexual, smiling in the corner, says, meow. All right. Stop me if you heard this one. The prison warden goes up to 2 convicts. I'm feeling magnanimous today. I'm going to let the one of you with the bigger dick go free. Now drop your pants at... All right, well, magnanimous means especially generous.
Yeah, I know what it means. What are you doing here?
This is where I live.
I mean, you were sentenced to life without parole.
No. Who told you that? Did Uncle Hank tell you that?
I don't know. I think I read it in the newspaper. What are you doing here?
I was sentenced to 25 years to life, not life without parole.
Well, it's only been 19.
Okay? I got out on good behavior.
Why are you here?
Peg crosses from Doug's bedroom to the kitchen with the laundry basket.
Tell Long John Silver to go to hell.
This is my home, Sparkplug.
Look, don't call me Sparkplug. I want you out of here.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but it's not up to you.
Go live with Uncle Hank.
You go live with Uncle Hank. Look, this is my house. I own the apartment building, goddammit. I own the garage, not you. Me. My name is on the deed, and I'm going to live here. I'm not asking you to leave, okay? I'm not throwing you out. You can live here too if you want. You can stay as long as you want. But I was hoping after 20 years that you'd... Uncle Hank told me that you're not doing too good. You're not working.
Jesus Christ. How does Uncle Hank know that I'm not working?
He lives in the apartment building.
Why doesn't he mind his own fucking business?
Because he worries about you. He says you keep yourself locked up in here for days at a time. He calls, you don't answer. He knocks on the door, you tell him to go away. The only time you come out is to fill the hopper with coal and take out the ashes.
He's lying to you.
Why would he lie?
I'm fine. I'm better than fine. I'm living the life of Riley. You know everybody hates you?
I don't doubt that after what I did. I'm just hoping that maybe you didn't.
What? Hate you too? You terrorized me for 9 years. You shot my mother in the head, and then you sent me to live with some pervert, and you're hoping I don't hate you.
Terrorized you? How did I terrorize you?
You fought with Mom all the time. You made me watch. You pointed a gun at me.
I was trying to make a man out of you.
What?
And don't blame that all on me. Your mother gave as good as she got.
But you're not dead, are you?
And your Uncle Hank is not a pervert. He's a good man. He took care of you for all those years. He ran the garage and the apartment building, collected the rent, came in to visit me twice a week without fail, which is more than I can say for you.
Well, he has a closet full of dirty movies and magazines.
So what? So do a lot of guys.
He would take me down to the cellar and he'd make me tie him up and leave him there for hours.
What's the matter with that? All kids play cops and robbers.
How could you defend him?
It could have been worse.
Worse? How could it have been worse?
Never mind. You gonna ask me about my leg?
Dougie, I'm making peanut butter and banana sandwiches. How many do you want?
2, Ma.
What? No. Diabetes caught up with me. They had to chop the leg off right below the knee.
Yeah, I can see.
And if that wasn't bad enough, I got Berger's disease. Lost all the toes on my right foot, which isn't a big deal, I guess. Saves time, No toenails to cut. You want to see? Sometimes I wonder if maybe if I wasn't in a prison, if the leg could have been saved. Maybe if I had a better doctor, I was in a better hospital. Who knows? So, what are you going to do? Stay here or move out?
Doug, I think the furnace has gone out. There's no hot water.
I gotta go take care of the furnace.
Dougie.
Doug.
Look, we got off on the wrong foot here, but...
Go fuck yourself, Walt.
End of scene 3. Scene 4, we're back in Doug's bedroom. He's sleeping, tossing and turning, having a nightmare.
Where the hell have you been?
I was working.
I sent Dougie down there an hour ago. You weren't there.
I went out for a couple of hot dogs.
It's after 1.
What's the matter with you? You woke Dougie up, got him out of bed to go look for me? He's got school tomorrow. Why didn't you walk down?
What, and leave Dougie alone? I was worried about you.
What do you think happened? A jack gave way and a car fell on top of me?
Or you had a heart attack, or you slipped on the greasy floor and split your head open.
Jesus Christ, Peg. We do this every time I stay out past 9. You're being fucking ridiculous.
Or someone came in and fucking shot you.
Who the hell's gonna come in and shoot me? Kibitz and Elder? By this time, both of them are passed out under some tree.
Look, I don't know. You're down there in the middle of the night all by yourself, and all kinds of crazy things go through my head.
I have to get my work done. I have to make money. I have to pay for food.
Okay, well, forgive me for buying food.
It's not the food. We need the food.
What then?
You bought yourself a winter coat.
I needed a winter coat.
You already have a winter coat.
It's not warm enough. When I go outside to hang the wash, I freeze my ass off.
Then wear a sweater underneath it.
Look, I've had the same winter coat since the day we got married.
You didn't ask me. You should have asked me. Why didn't you ask me first?
Okay, well, you didn't ask me before you spent $250 of our money on a wrecked car.
I'm going to fix it up and sell it for $600.
Oh, but you didn't ask me.
Because it's not your money. It's my money. You're not the one working 16 hours a day to earn it, are you?
Oh, you're a real piece of work, Walt. Just get out of here. Go back to the garage. You're a piece of shit. Get out of here. And you know what? I wish somebody did come in and shoot you and drop the car in your fucking head.
You know, I'll do you a favor. I'll shoot myself.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
Dougie, get out here and watch your father shoot himself.
Oh, leave him alone, for the love of God.
Dougie, get out here.
I mean, haven't you done enough to him?
Dougie, Daddy is going to shoot himself in the head because your mother is being a fucking bitch. Do you want to help me, Dougie? Come over here. You can pull the trigger.
God damn it, Walt, you're scaring him.
All right, he doesn't have to. I'll just shoot myself. This is how he learns to be a man. 1, 2, 3.
You fucking animal.
End of scene 4. Scene 5. Living room. Peg is ironing. Doug is sitting at the table drinking coffee.
You were gone all day. Time did you get in?
I don't know. 2:30.
Waiting for Walt to go to bed, huh?
Yeah, I was standing across the street watching for his bedroom light to go out.
I told you to dress warm. Were you cold?
I froze my ass off.
You make a decision?
About what? Oh, yeah. I don't have any choice. I have to stay here.
It won't be so bad.
Yes, it will. I hate the son of a bitch.
Stay out of his way. Get a job, save some money, and then move.
Right. You know, I can't concentrate for very long, and I get headaches almost every day now. How am I going to hold on to a job?
Migraines?
No, headaches. The last time I had a job, I was just working the cash register at Johnny's hardware store. And some guy came in looking for spark plugs. I curled up on the floor in the fetal position and cried like a baby. Why did you marry him?
Walt? Your grandmother couldn't stand him.
Yeah, so why did you marry him?
Because your grandmother couldn't stand him.
Are you serious?
She forbid me from dating him. Well, I mean, to be fair, she forbid me from dating any boys, but oh, she had a special disdain for Walt.
Why?
So many reasons. First of all, he had a car.
And that was bad?
No, that was good. I mean, it was during the Depression. Nobody had a car. So I was the envy of all the girls in the neighborhood. I mean, the car was a piece of shit. When it broke down all the time and needed to be jumped almost every time you wanted to start it. But to your grandmother, having a car meant we could cross state lines.
Huh?
I meant we could drive somewhere and get married without parental consent.
Oh. What else?
Okay, you probably didn't know this, but your grandmother had a gift.
What kind of gift?
Well, she could see the future.
For real?
Uh-huh. I mean, well, she thought she could.
How?
Gypsies in the old country taught her using cards.
Tarot cards?
No, no, just a regular deck of 52 playing cards. She saw my future and didn't like what she saw.
What did she see?
If I married Walt, my life would be nothing but hardship and sorrow, ending in an early death.
Jesus. She really hit the nail on the head with that one, didn't she? What else?
Ooh, she wouldn't let me date boys until I was out of high school.
Why?
She was scared to death I'd get pregnant. But from the time I got my period, all I ever heard was, if you get pregnant, I'll kill you. I mean, if a boy ever showed up at the house, she would chase him out with the broom and lock me in the cellar. So I married Walt out of spite and I guess to get out of the house.
Did you love him?
Walt was a different man back then. He was sweet and attentive. He brought me flowers and candy. You know, he had big plans. He was going to go to college and become a civil engineer.
What happened?
You happened.
No. No. No, 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 don't blame that on me.
Oh, he couldn't go to college because he had to work full time.
Well, I didn't ask to be born.
We lived in a one-room efficiency for 3 years with you crying all the time. You know, Walt was up to all hours of the night walking you back and forth and singing to you.
Don't give me that shit. He bought this apartment building, didn't he? He started his own business.
Working 12 to 16-hour days, 6 days a week, sure. But he wore himself out. It's no wonder he started drinking and started staying out late.
For Christ, what about me? I lived in a house of horror until one day my father decides to shoot my mother in the head. He goes off to prison, and I have to spend the next 9 years fending off a pedophile. I can't hold on to a job. I don't have any friends. I've never been on a date. My life is miserable.
Buy me a river. Why don't you? I'm fucking dead.
And you're blaming me for that.
Yes.
My own mother.
I'm not your mother, you idiot. A figment of your imagination. I'm all in your head.
Walt enters, dressed in a white t-shirt and underwear. He doesn't have his crutches. He's hopping around on his good leg.
I gotta take a piss. Well, don't just sit there. Come on, I need your help. You have to.
No, no, no. No way. I'm not doing that.
I'm kidding. I'm good. I'm good.
He's gonna want coffee when he comes out.
Well, I'm not making him coffee. I'm not you.
And breakfast.
Breakfast.
He likes
No.
2 eggs over easy with ham and a side of home fries.
All right. I want 2 eggs over easy with ham and a side of home fries.
Oh, Jesus. Well, you're hanging out of your jockey shorts.
Did you take care of the furnace?
Yeah.
Good boy. You're in a better mood today.
Better mood.
You were a fucking bitch yesterday.
You showed up out of the blue. Without warning. It was like my worst nightmare came true.
I told Uncle Hank to tell you I was coming home.
Well, he didn't.
That's not like him. He's usually very responsible. You sure?
I think I would remember if Uncle Hank told me my worst nightmare was about to come true.
Well, maybe he tried to call.
Well, he didn't call.
Maybe he called when you were out.
He didn't call. And what does it matter anyway if he did call and I was out? I didn't get any message from Uncle Hank that you were coming home.
Like I said, Uncle Hank is pretty reliable when it comes to those things. Are you going to make me my breakfast?
Go make your own goddamn breakfast.
I had to go shopping yesterday. There was nothing in this house to eat except for 6 boxes of Frosted Flakes cereal and 2 dozen Swanson's frozen TV dinners. All of them Salisbury steak. I didn't think anybody liked Swanson Salisbury steak. Is that all you eat?
On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have the Frosted Flakes for lunch.
There's no milk.
I add water.
Why?
I'm punishing myself this month. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I have Frosted Flakes for lunch and Swanson Salisbury steak for supper. And on the rest of the days of the week, I switch it up. I have Swanson Salisbury steak for lunch and Frosted Flakes for supper.
Why?
Variety is the spice of life.
Guess you're not moving out, huh?
I have no place to go. You know, I hate your fucking guts.
Yeah. Yeah, if there was something I could do about that, I would. Any chance you might kill me in my sleep?
Believe me, I thought about it.
Guess I should get a deadbolt for my bedroom door. Look, you take care of the furnace in the house here. Do the shopping, cook, clean, wash the clothes. I'll pay you a salary, and you can save up and move out. Okay?
Okay. I still hate your guts.
End of scene 5. Scene 6. Dougie's bedroom. Doug is in bed. He's having nightmares again.
Get your hands off me. You're all liquored up.
I am not.
Oh, I can smell the booze on you.
I had one drink.
Stay away from me. Look at you. You can't even stand up.
I'm perfectly sober.
Where were you all night? You said you were going to the garage.
I went to the garage. I did. But then at about 9:30, Dodie and Kibitz came by. They made me go with them to Benny's for a drink.
Okay, they made you. They forced you to go. What, did they put a gun to your head?
They did. I swear to God on my mother's grave.
Oh, you're full of shit.
I was only going to have one, but then
Right.
Elder and Little Bill came in.
You know, I don't want to hear it.
So I had a drink with them.
Now just shut the fuck up. I'm sick to death of your excuses.
And before I knew it, it was 2 o'clock.
Yeah, this is the second time this week. The second time.
Jesus Christ, Peg. I work almost 16 hours a day. Give me a break.
Yeah, so do I.
You're a fucking housewife. I'm the one who pays the mortgage. I put food on the table. What do you do? Come on, Peg. Don't be like this.
Don't come any closer.
What are you gonna do? Bash my skull in?
Yeah, if you come one step closer.
Dougie, get out here. Your mother's gonna crack open my head like an egg. Dougie!
Just leave him alone.
You know, how about I make it easier on you, Peg? Would your life be easier if I wasn't around? Huh? Huh? How about I just kill myself? Save you from going to jail for the rest of your life. Dougie! Dougie, get out here! Daddy is gonna shoot himself in the head.
You're a son of a bitch. You're not fooling me. There are no bullets in that gun.
Dougie, get your fucking ass out here! You ready, Dougie? You ready to watch your dad shoot himself in the head? 1, 2,
Stop it, Walt.
3.
Walt pulls the trigger. Nothing happens. End of scene 6. Scene 7. Lights up in the kitchen. Walt is in his work clothes, sitting at the table, putting his boots on. Doug comes in.
Oh, I heard the door close. I thought you left.
Were you waiting for me to leave before you come out of your room? I thought we got all this straightened out yesterday.
I didn't feel like...
What? Talking to your old man? I don't blame you. I made coffee. Jesus fucking H. Christ, say something.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know, something. Anything. Fuck. I'd be happy to hear I terrorized your life, killed your mother, and sent you to live with a pedophile.
I never called Uncle Hank a pedophile.
Right. I guess technically Uncle Hank is not a pedophile.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. It depends on how you define a pedophile. I mean, if a pedophile is an adult who has sex with children, kids, then Uncle Hank is not a pedophile. He's just extremely horny or experimenting or homosexual.
What are you saying?
When we were kids, Uncle Hank and I used to
What?
horse around.
What?
Horse around.
What?
Fuck. Play with each other. Don't look so shocked. We were boys. We didn't know any better.
How old were you?
When it started, I was 12 and Uncle Hank was 14.
How? How?
Yeah, Uncle Hank and I still are very competitive. We wrestled a lot. Sometimes in our underwear. It made us feel more like real wrestlers. One time during one of our bouts, I noticed Uncle Hank had a hard on. And he looked at me and he said, "Go ahead, touch it." So I did. And then I got hard and he touched me and that's how it started. Look, he didn't make me do anything I didn't want to do. I liked it, he liked it, and where was the harm, And then we moved on to giving each other blowjobs and other stuff. And one day he asked me to tie him up, and so I did. And fuck, he was as hard as a rock and so big. I barely touched him, and Jesus Christ, he exploded. Yeah, he must have really liked that.
I know what you're doing.
I don't want you to think Uncle Hank is...
You know what? No. You're trying to get us to bond over tying up
we
Uncle...
had this all straightened out yesterday. What's going on with you? I just want us to get along. You're my son, and I love you, and it kills me. Okay. Poor choice of words. It pains me to...
You murdered my mother. You shot her in the head.
I'm not that person anymore.
But what do you want me to do? Forget what happened? Let bygones be bygones? Forgive you?
Hell, I'd be happy if you were just civil to me. You and I could be in the same room and not argue. We could sit down to dinner and talk like a normal family. Could you please try?
End of scene 7. Scene 8. Back in Dougie's bedroom. He's sleeping, tossing and turning, having nightmares again. Walt is holding on to Peg. He's trying to kiss her. She's fighting him off.
Get your hands off me. You're drunk.
Baby, I missed you. I haven't seen you all day.
Now get away from me.
Why are you acting this way?
I could ask you the same thing. Now get off of me. You left the house at 8 in the morning. And now it's 2:30 in the morning. Where were you all day?
Working.
You didn't come up for lunch? You didn't come up for dinner? What am I supposed to think?
You're supposed to think I was working all day. Working my ass off to pay for that winter coat that you bought.
Bullshit! I called half a dozen times. I sent Dougie down there to look for you. You weren't there. And then you come home in this condition?
Peggy. Come here, baby. Come on. Be nice to me. Doug! Get out here, Doug!
Leave the boy alone.
Doug, get your ass out here now! Your mother won't perform her wifely duties. What do you think of that? She won't suck my dick.
Jesus Christ, Walt! Doug, go back to bed, honey.
I want you to go to our bedroom and get my gun.
What is the matter with you?
Get my gun now, because I'm going to shoot myself. I get it myself, but your mother just need me in the balls.
Okay, Doug, go back to bed. Doug, do as I say.
Get my gun, Doug, now. You hear me? Or so help me, I'll take my strap and hit you so hard, your ass will be red until Christmas.
I can't take this anymore. Walt, I'm leaving. I'm taking Doug someplace, and you're never gonna see us again.
Where are you gonna go? You don't have any money. You don't have any family around here.
I've been saving up. Little by little, I have enough to get us away from you.
Good boy, Dougie. You ready? You're not afraid of a little blood, are you, Dougie? Because in a couple of seconds, it's going to be all over the place. 1, 2.
Walt now points the gun at Peg.
Walt, what are you doing?
3.
Walt pulls the trigger. The gun goes off, killing Peg. End of scene 8. End of play.
Woo! Okay. Let's bring everybody back out onto the stage. That was fun, you guys.
Yeah.
It was.
We had 3 comments that I'm aware of, but nobody was asking questions. So let's just talk for a minute in case the 12 people who are watching on Facebook right now have questions. I know people are also watching on YouTube. So we did have about the same size audience we would have had if we were at the Old Brick Theater. I'm just kidding. We had some big houses, like, 60 sometimes.
Well, how many
Like
do we
old
have
times.
today?
Yeah, so no questions. Did you guys have any questions or want to talk about anything? Why don't you tell us a little bit about what it's like to do virtual theater? Like, it's weird, right? It's hard.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I want to say is, Kimmy, are you sitting down or are you standing?
No, I'm standing.
But I like that because it actually looked like you were in the play. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I can't sit
Standing
still.
like
I gotta
But it
move.
worked. I think it worked really well. I didn't think of that before, but that was great.
Yeah, that's
No,
why we
I-
have to experiment and just get started, right?
When we did the read through, I sat and I was resisting to stand up, and so I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna try this.
But it did. It looked more real. It looked like you were on stage.
Thankfully, my dogs didn't bark this time.
I was
I
waiting for
love
mine
the
too.
barking dogs. We do have a question. This is from Matthew, who I'm guessing is related to Deirdre somehow. This is for all the actors. What was the most unique challenge about transitioning to virtual theater? So we kind of already started that conversation. We can add to it.
Seeing myself while we were doing it.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
I think that's really good because one of the suggestions, when I was in college, is to film yourself and then watch yourself. And, I never do that. And this kind of forces you to look at what
Yeah.
you're doing. And it's really helpful for me, even though I don't like doing it.
It's
Yeah.
hard without that human interaction there and feeding off of the other person's emotions, and that's tough.
There was a point in rehearsal where I realized that my microphone was on because I was reading stage directions, and I was laughing and reacting to you guys reading, and I was like, oh my God, I have to press mute because otherwise people are going to hear me laughing and they're going to be like, why is the manager or whoever like cracking up right now? Like, it was just like this disembodied laughter just comes down over the ears of another. So yeah, that was something that, we're figuring this out as we go along, right?
I missed the dog from rehearsal. I like the dog.
I did too. Yeah, Mark, you asked at one point if we could add sound effects, and there was a show that I saw where they did, like, they were more technologically advanced than I am, like they used Q something and they worked it into Zoom, and we're just not there yet, but that doesn't.
I thought maybe this app would have something like that because it was made for this kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, we could get there. It's just I'm not there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you
know,
could have like in the radio shows, like how they used to have like the table with all the props.
Foley artist.
The Foley artist, yeah.
There you go. Have what was it? Was it Bob Litsky that did it for It's a
Yep.
Wonderful Life? Have him in this game.
It could be done, yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
We got some nice feedback. You know, everyone was great. Thank you for doing this. Great job, everyone. Wonderful performances. Wonderful work. Thank you. Kimmy, you were so amazing. That was Heather. Loved it. Great job. You know, nice things like that. But any other thoughts you had? Mark, I mean, I'm curious. You know, you put forward this really challenging material. I mean, like this is some tough stuff to listen to. And I mean, I know how hard it is to write those scenes as a playwright, you know, to put that out there. This stuff that like it's hard to even write, you know?
Yeah.
Why do you feel like I mean, I think it would be easy to just not do that, you know, but you go for it. Like, is that part of like what you feel like you have to do as an artist, or?
I had this idea for this play for maybe 3, 4, 5 years. So I just haven't had a chance to work on it. And when you said to do something for StreamYard, I thought, okay, I'll do a 30-minute play. It's going to be eventually a full 2-act play. I want to turn it into 2-act play. And there's a lot more I could add to it. But I don't know where the idea came from, or I don't know. But I like the darkness.
Yeah, you
It's
do.
kind of dark.
I know when I asked it, I was going to make a little slide that was like brought to you by Kibitz and Elder, because I just loved it. It sounded like a law firm. And you were like, no, Kibitz and Elder are like people that were in my town when I was little. I was like, what? They were like local town drunks or something, right? Isn't that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. So then I couldn't bring myself to do a Kibitz and Elder joke after that.
Now that's another show I want to see.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the stuff comes from somewhere, right? Like, I was happy that my sister was watching tonight, because my play is not about me and my sister, you know, but there is the idea of what sisterhood is like that's in there, you know? And there is stuff like that I pulled definitely working in retail from Staples, and during a time in my life where it just felt like, you know, I had lost what I thought was a decent job, and I was like struggling to try to make sense of anything, and being able to pull that in without making it. It's not me. It's not my sister. It's not us. We never had a dance that we did, but you know, we did live on a polo horse farm, you know, where we used to walk around and pick up all the golf balls that they used to practice polo. So like that kind of came from my imagination. But it's interesting how I think as writers, we combine that. We combine the real with the completely imaginary, and stitch stuff together that is, some of it has nothing to do with us, some of it does.
Right.
It's interesting.
Well, my play too is the same way. The 4-bedroom apartment, the apartment building, the garage, the cellar with the furnace, that was all part of my childhood, not the crazy father and dead mother or anything, but everything else was from my childhood. My mother hanging the clothes on the line in the winter, and when it rained, she'd go up to the attic and hang everything is from my childhood. So yeah, you do that. You take what you know and use your imagination. When I went
to grad school, I thought, wow, there's all this stuff that I never wrote about before. And I didn't want to, I think, because all of the work that we've done for a lot of years I never sent it out into the world. It was just, we did it in the community. And I was like, yeah, I don't really want to talk about that. But then when I went to grad school, I was kind of like, oh, you guys don't know anything about me. I was like, I can write about whatever I want. You have no idea. You know, and there was this huge kind of liberation where I was like, oh, there's a lot of stuff to mine that I just never touched, you know? And sometimes I do. I have that thought, like my ancestors were coal miners, and now I'm mining all this junk that I got left with, you know?
That's a good analogy.
It just happened. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to add or talk about? I feel like we're an hour and 5 minutes right now, and there's still 12 people watching on Facebook. And I know there's still people watching on YouTube too. So that's really exciting. I feel really grateful to everyone for just doing something during this pandemic. You know, it really sucks. But
Especially
I
putting your
wouldn't
guys.
mind doing it again. We could try again in a month or two or something.
yeah,
You know?
gotta get another script, a couple scripts.
Sure.
Anybody
Forces
who
me
wants
to
to
write.
send to us? Common Play
For-
Factory. Google it.
Mhm.
Google. When I used to work at the newspaper, I had an editor at one time that people would ask the stupidest questions, and he would just say Google. I don't have to tell you. Find it. You can find it. Right?
Mhm.
Great. My sister says she will watch again. Yes. Oh, I just did the namaste thing. I love that. I don't know how clear that came across, but I think you did it pretty well, Heather. Like, good idea. Like, that's me trying to write. Like, okay, so how do I get rid of the knife? I have no fingers. Yeah. And then it's cool that sometimes there are things you can see on camera. You know, so great. All right.
I guess how was
Good.
it?
Guys? Anything else?
I mean,
No,
how was
just
it for you guys?
thank you, everybody. You did a great job.
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thank you guys. Thanks for putting your stuff out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, half finished, like barely started stuff. Yeah. It was good. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks everybody for tuning in.
Bye.